Hello, beautiful beings of the universe. I'm so glad you're here and I hope you are well. My name is Lena and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hello, welcome. Today we have a very special video. I did not think that I would be making this video yet, but I felt called to make it. Something told me to just do it. So here I am. Today we are going to be talking about spirituality and my spiritual journey. A couple of disclaimers. First of all, a content warning. There will be discussions about mental illness, anxiety, depression, things like that. So if those are not your jam, I totally understand. It's so important to protect your energy and consume media that is going to make you feel good. So I totally understand if you choose to skip this video. I'll see you in my next one. Second of all, disclaimer. We are going to be discussing spirituality, religion, all of those things, and this channel is very inclusive. We celebrate diversity and individuality. So if you do not share the same beliefs that I do or that other people do, that is totally fine. We accept anyone and everyone here on this channel. I would just like to create a positive discussion. So if you have different opinions or beliefs, that's totally fine. I just ask that you be respectful if you choose to express them and try to keep an open mind with what we're going to be discussing today. Third and final disclaimer, I am still very much a newbie when it comes to spirituality. I am still towards the beginning of my journey. So I am still learning. I'm still learning so much. I'm still educating myself, seeing what's out there. So I'm not an expert on anything spirituality. This is just, my experience so far, and I'm still in the phase of discovering and exploring and asking questions, which is a super fun phase. So to start off talking about my spiritual journey, I suppose I will just give you some background. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was baptized, got my first communion, all of that, and for a few years my family and I were active in church. We would go to church quite frequently. I was actually an altar server for a little while there. I never really connected with Catholicism or Christianity in general. I really had no idea what I believed in. I had like an inkling that something was out there, but I had no idea what was out there in terms of like a higher power. I just never really resonated with Catholicism. I didn't really branch out and explore other religions throughout my childhood and my adolescence. I learned a bit in high school. I took a world religions course, and that was very eye-opening. I actually enjoyed that course quite a bit, just learning about things that I was never exposed to as a child. And I was kind of interested in different aspects of different religions. I was like, oh, that's cool, and oh, that over here is cool. But I never really connected to one specific faith, religion, anything like that. I find spirituality pretty hard to describe, especially to describe in just a few words or sentences, but my spiritual journey definitely ties in with my mental health journey, and it also ties in with my life experiences as well. So a bit of history. I started struggling with anxiety in my teenage years and then depression. I actually dropped out of high school because of my anxiety, school-related anxiety and perfectionism. I had tried meditation and mindfulness. Actually, almost every mental health professional that I saw suggested that I try mindfulness to try and calm my anxiety, and I never felt that it worked for me at the time. I was like, I don't feel any better, I'm still anxious. I couldn't really get into it. Yeah, I honestly believe that back then I wasn't ready to receive the truth. I wasn't ready to receive so much information, that I wasn't ready for spirituality to enter my life. I thought everything to do with spirituality was woo-woo, that it was all a bunch of baloney. At that time, I didn't really believe in anything because I didn't believe in myself. And I was always wondering, I was always stuck with the question, if there is a higher power out there, why does it let so much suffering occur, and why do I suffer so much? Because I really was suffering with my mental health at that time. And I mentioned this in my introduction to the channel video. I, throughout high school, didn't believe that I was a creative person. I was very math science oriented, math specifically, and I did not think I was creative, therefore I didn't let myself be creative. I thought I didn't have anything of importance to share. And yeah, I really truly believe that spirituality came into my life at the exact right moment. So in 2020, the pandemic started. I was working a part-time food service job that got extremely stressful when the pandemic started. I had a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, and I was feeling very anxious and stressed out going to work. So I ended up quitting that job, and that just sent me further into depression. Because I didn't have anything to do during the day. I didn't have anything to get me out of bed, to get me out of the house, to fill my time. So I fell into the deepest depression I've ever experienced for most of 2020. I'm sure some of you can relate. Everyone has experienced at least a little bit of mental health struggle throughout this pandemic. Yeah, I was at the lowest point in my life. I felt really lost. I wasn't working, I was struggling with motivation, which meant I wasn't doing very much. I just had a lot of time to myself and a lot of time to think. I felt really lost, I felt stuck, I felt like I was stuck in only one path in life, and I had this feeling like I just needed to break free. And through feeling very lost, I started feeling a lot of anger too, and I was asking all these questions like, why is life so hard for so many people? Why is there so much suffering? Why is society set up like this? Why do so many people have to struggle just to earn the right to survive and to live comfortably? And as you may know, a spiritual awakening can include a lot of struggle, a lot of questioning, a lot of pain, suffering, grief, and that is everything that I was experiencing because I was having a spiritual awakening. I consider my spiritual journey to have started in late January 2021, so earlier this year. Yeah, in late January of this year, everything changed. Every aspect of my life changed. And I can't tell you exactly how it happened. I can't tell you or describe to you what made me start feeling this way, what made me start taking these actions. I just felt pulled and called to all of this. I really just think that the universe had my back and was introducing me to all of these things at exactly the right time. I also started a new mental health medication, which definitely did give me a boost of motivation, but almost every aspect of my life had this just dramatic switch and shift, and oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. Yeah, something just told me to start meditating and to start practicing yoga and researching spirituality and what's out there. And I suddenly started genuinely enjoying these things, which is wild because even a year ago I would not have enjoyed any of these things. I didn't think there was a point. But suddenly I was excited to get out of bed, I was excited to meditate, I was excited to practice yoga, to get outside, to get into nature, all of these things. And I at least had a few things to fill my day and to bring me joy, which was already such a big improvement from how I was feeling and how I was doing. And fast forward to now for a second, I am the happiest, most fulfilled, the calmest that I've ever been. I still have a very long way to go, but looking back even just a few months, just to the end of last year, I have made so much progress. It's like a complete 180. So as I said before, I find spirituality pretty hard to describe, but how I like to describe it is through my beliefs and through my practices. So in terms of my beliefs, I believe that everything is connected. I believe that we are all very powerful beings, that our minds are very powerful, our spirits are very powerful, and that we are creators, that we all create our lives and our realities. I believe that everything is energy. I believe in vibrations, vibes. I believe that everything is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. I believe in the law of attraction, that you receive what you give, what goes around comes around. There's many different ways of describing the law of attraction, but pretty much what you put out is what you will receive, what you will get back, in terms of energy, in terms of emotion, in terms of love, positivity, also in terms of, negativity. If you send out negativity into the world, then that is what you will get back. At least that's what I believe. I believe that the universe has infinite possibilities. Actually, hold on. I just finished reading this book by Deepak Chopra. It's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. I would really recommend this book. It's a great book for an introduction to spirituality. So if you're just getting started and you're asking a lot of questions and trying to figure out what you believe and how the universe works, this is a good short little book to introduce you to some ideas about that. Yeah, and in this book, Deepak Chopra talks about how the universe is filled with infinite possibilities and pure potentiality, and because we are of the universe, therefore we have infinite possibilities and pure potentiality and creativity. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do have a few spiritual practices in my day-to-day life that I thought I would just share with you. I do practice mindfulness and meditation, which to me just means relaxing your body, being grounded in your body, and focusing on the present moment. Just a few years ago, I thought meditation at the time didn't help me, that it didn't work, that it didn't make me feel any better, but now that my eyes have been opened a little bit, meditation really does help me. It helps calm my anxiety, it helps quiet my mind, and when my mind is quiet, I can focus on my higher self, what my higher self is trying to tell me. I am filled with more joy and more gratitude and just a sense of peace and calm that I take with me throughout my day. So I meditate in the morning and at night, and also in the middle of the day if I feel like I need a moment of calm. Another practice I have is yoga. Yoga, for me anyway, is, I'd say, like, equally a spiritual practice as it is a physical practice, or maybe even a little bit more of a spiritual practice. It helps me connect to my body, it helps me feel grounded, connected to the earth. Like meditation, it helps calm my mind, calm my anxiety, help me be in the present moment. It helps me connect to source energy, which is just another word for the universe, the forces that be. Yeah, yoga just helps me put aside everything else that's happening in my life and in my day and just focus on myself, focus on my body, my mind, and my spirit just for a few moments. And of course, it gets your blood flowing, your heart pumping. It's great exercise. It builds strength. It helps with flexibility, mobility, all of those wonderful, wonderful things. The next practice I want to talk about is my spiritual journal. So here's my journal. Isn't it cute? It says, "It is written in the stars," and there's constellations on it. And in this journal, I write my affirmations. Usually I have one unique affirmation every morning and one unique affirmation every evening. So my morning affirmation just gives me something to focus on, an intention for the day, a thought or a mantra or an affirmation that I can bring up throughout my day, reminding myself of how I want to feel or what I want to accomplish. And my evening affirmation just gives me something to think about as I go to sleep and as I am asleep. What I want to manifest for the next day, what I want to happen the next day, what I want to happen that night, how I want to feel, anything like that. And this journal is also for gratitude. Every day I write at least one thing that I'm grateful for. I really think that practicing gratitude helps with increasing positivity and just fueling your day with joy and love and happiness. And it also helps to manifest things, because if you act like you already have your desires and you feel a sense of joy and gratitude towards already having those things, then that helps you manifest. I might talk about that in another video, but yeah, gratitude works. It helps. In my journal, I also write anything special that happened throughout the day, anything super positive that happened, how I'm feeling, my progress on my spiritual journey, what I've manifested, my struggles, just anything that I want to remember when I look back. Another topic I want to mention that I'm really interested in right now is angel numbers. If you don't know what angel numbers are, they are repetitive numbers that you might see multiple times throughout your day-to-day life, and these numbers mean that depending on what you believe, that your angels, your guides, your higher powers, the universe is trying to tell you something and send you a message. So if you see 1111 frequently whenever you check your phone, if you pass by the microwave and the time left on whatever you're microwaving is 333, any repetitive numbers like that can be interpreted as a message from your angels or whatever higher power you believe in.
Turns out angel numbers don't have to be repetitive. They can be just any sort of number that seems to follow you and that you see frequently. Yeah, it's just in my experience, my angel numbers that I see tend to be 1111, things like that, repetitive, but they don't always have to be.
So yeah, when I started my spiritual journey, I did start seeing angel numbers quite frequently, and I really like them. It's just a little, for me, it's a reminder that I'm on the right track, that the universe has my back, and that I'm on the right path. And different angel numbers mean different things. Yeah, I just think that's interesting. It's just something I wanted to mention. In terms of other things that I do that I consider part of my spiritual life, getting outside and getting in nature has been really helpful. I have a much deeper appreciation for nature and for the earth. I am in awe of the earth's balance and the earth's ability to just sustain life. It's mind-blowing. So yeah, I have to get outside every day. I have to see as much nature as I can. So even if I'm just going on a walk around the neighborhood, seeing bunnies, seeing butterflies, seeing birds, looking at the trees, looking at the flowers, yeah, that is just something that brings me so much joy. Also, I consider taking care of myself and treating myself well to be very spiritual, because when you're taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit, then you're connecting to source, you're connecting to your higher self. So yeah, eating in a healthy, balanced way, getting exercise, self-care practices, working on my mental health, all of these things really do connect me to my higher self. And they just help you feel better. And when you feel better, life's better, at least it seems that way. And finally, I consider my creative outlets to be very spiritual because they make me feel a sense of purpose, like this is what I am meant to be doing. So things like making YouTube videos, editing videos, writing poetry, playing my ukulele, these things really bring me so much joy and they make me feel so much passion, and that makes me feel like I am meant to be doing these things and I am meant to be sharing these things. Oh, also I forgot to mention spirit guides. This is something that I don't have too much experience with. I've only done a couple of meditations to try and meet and connect with my spirit guides. But pretty much the idea is that everyone has non-physical beings that are your guides, that they are meant to help you along your way and along your journey through life. Yeah, you can have multiple guides. You can have human guides, animal guides, plant guides, interdimensional being guides, any sort of guide. And through certain practices such as meditation, you can meet your guides and connect with them through visualization, and you can get guidance from them. I have done this a couple of times. It's very personal to me, so I'm not going to share too much about that, and also I'm still very much at the beginning of that part of my journey. But yeah, spirit guides, they just further give you a sense of like, I'm not alone, like there are always beings looking out for me, which is very nice. Okay, so this video went a little bit longer than I thought it would. Here I was thinking like, oh, I'll just make a quick video, just an introduction, shouldn't be too long. Turns out I have a lot to say, which makes sense because I'm passionate about spirituality. So I'm going to put the rest of this video in a part 2, which is going to be discussing how spirituality has affected my life. So stay tuned for that, go check that out when it's out. Honestly, if you're still watching, comment down below, comment the phrase, "We are all spiritual beings." Comment that if you're still listening. And yeah, I'd love to start a positive, respectful conversation in the comments about spirituality, whether any of this resonated with you, whether you have any spiritual beliefs, whether you're on your own journey. I'd love to know. Let's start a discussion down below. That would be amazing. And I'll see you in the next video for part 2. Thank you so much for being here with me on this journey. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.